ESPN reporter Elle Duncan openly criticized Sheryl Swoopes for clearly showing bias against Caitlin Clark and spreading incorrect details. Clark is easily one of the most polarizing names in basketball. Usually, a superstar of her caliber receives hate from fans, but uniquely, in her case, the majority of the criticism comes from fellow players. One former legend leading the anti-Caitlin brigade is Sheryl Swoopes. Swoopes doesn't seem fond of Clark, recently taking another jab at the 22-year-old by claiming she has a better supporting cast at the Fever than Angel Reese does with the Chicago Sky, as the duo heads toward a showdown for the Rookie of the Year award. However, her blatant disregard for a generational talent led ESPN reporter Elle Duncan to expose Swoopes for what looks like jealousy and envy.
She's had some thoughts previously about Caitlin. She would later have to apologize of those thoughts being uninformed, she shoots like 60 shots a game, just being a little bit inflammatory and critical without any actual analysis. And she apologized for that during the women's college season, and she's now stepped in it again.
What Duncan is pointing to is the fact that Swoopes previously believed Angel's skill set would transition to the WNBA far better than Caitlin's. Swoopes also argued that Clark only broke the NCAA scoring record due to high shot volume rather than quality play, claiming she needed extra time to pass Kelsey Plum's mark before later apologizing for being uninformed. Yet, since those remarks, Caitlin has secured the record for consecutive point-assist double-doubles by a rookie. The most double-doubles by a rookie guard, became the first rookie to notch a triple-double, leads in rookie three-pointers, and is the youngest to log back-to-back double-doubles with points and assists. Oh, and she broke the single-game assist record for the entire WNBA. That is just league history. On top of that, she has smashed 7 different records for the Indiana Fever. In just one quick season, she has essentially cemented herself as an all-time great for the franchise and marked her place in history. But it appears Swoopes still has a grudge against Caitlin. Despite being proven wrong, she keeps finding ways to diminish Clark while praising Angel Reese. She actually went out of her way to push false narrative.
Trying to come take my job. Like, no, it's not gonna be that easy. So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Okay. By now, Caitlin must be accustomed to the animosity. There have been several instances where opposing players hit her with dirty fouls that deserved ejections but were ignored. Not to mention the excessively physical defense constantly thrown her way, the type of defense that wouldn't be allowed against any other player. Yet, for some reason, against Caitlin, it is considered fair play. Fever coach Christy Sides has been vocal about this unfair treatment, arguing that her young star is singled out by officials. Caitlin echoed this, stating, "I think everybody is physical with me. They get away with things that probably other people don't get away with. It's tough, but that's just the fact of the matter." As for Sheryl Swoopes, Elle Duncan just wants her to stop the hating already.
And I'm not really sure what is not connecting with Sheryl and why. And I don't know if some of that is driven in sort of the hurt that she felt from the fan base or some of the attacks that were leveled at her after she had those comments a few months ago. But this feels really, really, really off par. This just doesn't feel right at all. And it is starting to feel a little bit like
Caitlin's playmaking has undeniably elevated her Fever teammates as well. Aaliyah Boston is enjoying a career-best season and was named an All-Star, receiving the second highest fan vote count. Additionally, Caitlin's teammate Kelsey Mitchell also made the All-Star squad. Having Caitlin on the roster makes it significantly easier for teammates to execute their roles. Essentially, all they have to do is hustle and cut correctly, because Caitlin will find them with pinpoint throws and incredible bounce passes that baffle defenses. But being a superstar means doing more than winning games. You have to generate views. That is the deal. And in that regard, she has shattered expectations. She isn't just rewriting history on the court, she is changing how the organization operates. That is why Elle has a strong case for calling Swoopes delusional. Now, despite a few hiccups like high turnover rates or adjusting to the schedule and tougher defenses, Caitlin has upheld her end of the bargain. She is a total game changer. There are more eyes on the WNBA than ever before, thanks to Caitlin and her dynamic style. Speaking of play, many thought Caitlin would eventually be a superstar, but few predicted this meteoric rise. She isn't just helping her team fight for a playoff berth, She is doing it while compiling one of the most impressive rookie campaigns of all time, which is why it is hard not to call Swoopes out on her nonsense. She is tripping.
This is not the opinion of everyone in the W. I think there have been enough cases of women in the W over the last few months supporting Caitlyn, showing their support. I think there's been enough of that now that people can now take something that's seemingly inflammatory and give it and lay it at the feet of that person.
Now, Swoopes has some merit in backing Angel Reese. Angel has also crafted a historic season. She is the first rookie since Atlanta's Ryan Howard in 2022 to log 5 straight double-digit scoring games to start her WNBA career. Angel is simply a beast in the paint. She grabbed the second most offensive rebounds in a season's first 5 games, with 24, trailing only legend Yolanda Griffith, who had 31. Angel also set a league record with 7 consecutive double-doubles in June. On June 30, 2024, in a game against the Lynx, Reese broke Candace Parker's record to set a new WNBA benchmark of 10 straight double-doubles in a single season. For her efforts, she was named Rookie of the Month in June. Shortly after, on July 7, Angel set a new record of 13 straight double-doubles, but the way Swoopes supports Angel over Caitlyn clearly reveals her biases. What Duncan says is accurate. Early on, it seemed like every other day, a WNBA vet was throwing Caitlyn under the bus. However, thanks to her incredible performance, she has turned many doubters into fans. It is absurd how fast Caitlin Clark became one of the best playmakers in the WNBA. Just a few games earlier, Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston became the first duo in Fever history to record 20-point double-doubles in the same game. Both of them were cooking the Mercury. However, that wasn't Caitlin's only feat. She also had 7 first-quarter assists, breaking a franchise record. She now holds the Fever record for both assists in a single quarter and assists in a single game. But now, she not only holds the team record, but broke the WNBA single-game assist record with 19. The previous record was 18 by Courtney Vandersloot for Chicago. But we should have seen all of these record-breaking accomplishments coming. It's not like it's anything new for her. Caitlyn has been raising the bar and setting new records for years now, and she will set several new ones soon enough. As the season has progressed, the hate against Caitlyn has subsided. The reality is that you look silly bashing her when she keeps setting records and helping her team win games. Not to mention the viewership records she is collecting. That's why it's best if Sheryl takes L. Duncan's advice and just chills out.
As opposed to where it was a few months ago, which is, this is just another example of just the insane amount of hate that's coming her way. I think we've moved past that. I hope so. And I think that this is the greatest indication that we have.
Okay, cool. Sheryl just needs to chill. None of it's true.
Do you know what? She needs to chill out.
Caitlyn has dealt with haters her whole life, so she is used to this. In fact, it seems as if every time someone speaks negatively about her, she ends up setting another historic record. So maybe we will see Caitlyn come out of the gates, firing once the WNBA restarts. Now that sounds like bad news for everyone else in the league, especially those backing Angel Reese's Rookie of the Year campaign. Although Caitlyn has basically secured the award thanks to her assist record, she can really stamp it by keeping Indiana above the Chicago Sky in the standings and also securing a spot in the playoffs. Now that is a tough ask for a rookie, but nothing is impossible when it comes to Caitlin Clark.